Haruto is a high school student who became a shut-in because he was bullied. However, one day he dies in his room, and meets a goddess who tells him that she will reincarnate him in a world of magic with overpowered abilities. There he decides that he will live a peaceful life. He is reincarnated as the son of a king and a female hero, but much to their concern, he is born with little to no magic capabilities. His parents then decide to tell everyone in their kingdom that the prince died during childbirth, and orders a servant to throw him away in the forest. Meanwhile, the goddess who reincarnated him is talking with another goddess, and reveals that MC's powers are so great, that the measuring devices in that world can't even measure them. Well, there he is in the forest, unable to move as he is a baby. He remembers the guy who measured his power, saying that he can use barrier magic, so he tries using it and creates a cube-like structure. He uses it to lift himself up, but before he can celebrate, he is confronted by a giant wolf-like monster who attacks him, but does no damage. He uses his barriers to lift up trees, which he uses to attack the monster, which does damage but still doesn't finish it off. This time, he lifts a whole piece of earth and is about to crush the wolf with it, but hears it surrendering. The monster explains that it was trying to eat him to replenish her mana, but he was too big for her. It asks him who he is, and he tells her that his name is Haruto, and he was born in a faraway kingdom, abandoned because of his lack of magic power. The wolf doesn't believe him, because he was emanating a massive amount of mana. It then asks him if he's the Demon King, and he decides to play along with it. The wolf tells Haruto to kill her, but he spares her with the condition that she will never attack him again. Haruto is about to leave, but hears it calling him Lord Haruto, and telling him that the pact has been formed. Haruto tries to explain that he wasn't trying to make a pact with her, but he collapses. A very serious problem has risen. He has to suck the holy nectar from furry milkers. The wolf then transforms into a furry's dream, and is obviously naked. Haruto quickly uses his barrier magic to give her clothes, but makes her even sexier. The milking was about to begin, but furry milkers start stripping. He asks her why she's doing that, tells him that a woman can only produce milk after mating, and asks him for his seed. After realizing that he is too big for her, she stops. Milkers hears someone approaching, and asks Haruto if she can kill them. He tells her to communicate with them first, and uses a barrier that will help him hear their conversation. We see a knight, who orders milkers to hand over the baby to him, as he is the son of his relative. She refuses and tells him that he is her master, so she can't let him go. The knight brought holy nectar with him, and orders milkers to feed it to Haruto. Haruto is in dire need of nectar and is about to be reincarnated again. Milkers asks the knight why he cares for Haruto so much, and he tells her that his wife was pregnant, but the child died in her womb. Milkers cries after hearing his story. The knight asks her if they can make a deal. She will come with the knight too and live as his personal attendant. Milkers accepts his proposal because of the circumstances. The knight crushes the basket that Haruto was in, and spills fake blood, to make it look like he was eaten by a monster. After a time skip, we see a 9-year-old Haruto, living with his stepmom and stepsis. You know where this is going. Unfortunately, stepsis is not very fond of Haruto, and that fact is eating him alive. However, she seems to like furry milkers. Blonda Milkers tells him that the reason why she's shy around him, is because she doesn't know how to act around a boy her age. Haruto thinks that maybe she found out that he is actually an old man, and maybe that's why she doesn't like him. His mother tells him to do something special for her, which will make her like him. Later, he thinks about what to do in his room, besides something that looks like his clone. He thinks that if he leaves, then milkers will follow him, making Charlotte sad. He then reveals that he created a clone of himself with barrier magic, but can't make it move or talk. Someone knocks on the door, and Haruto asks who's there. It was the knight who tells him to come with him. He tells Haruto that he wants to teach him swordsmanship, which he doesn't seem to like. His stepdad says that he has a low mana level, that's why he needs to learn other skills. He asks him if he has found something other than swordsmanship that piques his interest, and Haruto replies by saying that he wants to study ancient magic. Stepdad seems to like the idea, so Haruto tries to go back to his room with studying ancient magic as an excuse, but stepdad wants to see if he has talent with the sword. He definitely has it all right. The spar was about to begin, but before they start, Haruto puts a barrier around himself and attacks stepdad. He dodges the attack, but the sword breaks after hitting the ground, creates a big hole. Stepdad is shocked, and tells Haruto to try to dodge his attack, which he easily does. Stepdad says that the attack would have been impossible to dodge for someone lower than level 30. He then tells him that he will train Haruto to turn him into an elite swordsman. At night, Stepdad talks with Stepmom, and tells her that Haruto might be a demon, which Stepmom doesn't believe. She says that he doesn't even have a tail or horns and can't be demon. He tells her that he believes that too, and no matter what, they will ensure him a happy life. That marks the end of this video. If you want more, then click on the video showing on the screen.